Kherson is the new buzzword. This Ukrainian region is as big as Belgium. This was also one of the first regions to fall to Russian forces earlier this year. The fall of Kherson, the city, was a spectacular achievement for the Russians. But things have changed ever since, and defending the capital city of the province had become really difficult for Russia's forces. So, Russia has apparently surrendered the city to Ukraine. That's a humiliating defeat for Vladimir Putin personally. But is Russia actually leaving Kherson? Not really. And above all, Ukraine thinks Russia has set up a big trap in the city. Kherson is an entire province. Russia is simply withdrawing to the left bank of the Dnipro River, which divides the region. So, Ukrainian forces will technically seize control of Kherson just west of the Dnipro. The biggest victory for Ukraine will come when it seizes control of Kherson city. However, Ukraine also fears Russia has set up an elaborate trap for it here. Ukraine thinks Russian soldiers remain placed in the city in civilian outfits and will ambush Ukrainian forces once they enter the city. Ukrainian military expert Oleg Zhadanov believes the retreat is nothing but a trap to lure Ukrainian forces in and inflict massive losses on them. In televised remarks, he said Russian forces disguised as civilians are holed up in Kherson's residential areas to shoot at Ukrainian forces. Zhadanov also said, and I quote, "On camera, it will look like alleged civilians resisting the Ukrainian army." Mikhailo Podolyak, presidential aide to Zelensky, said, and I quote, "Until the Ukrainian flag hovers over Kherson, it makes no sense to talk about the withdrawal of Russian troops. A part of the Russian group is preserved in the city, and additional reserves are charged to the region." There's no doubt about the fact that Russia's withdrawal from Kherson has caused Kremlin some serious embarrassment. However, given how the things were playing out in the region, this was probably Russia's best option to avoid an all-out rout. For Russia, Kherson was slated to serve as a staging ground for an offensive on Odessa. That wasn't happening, and Russian forces were indeed taking a severe beating as Ukraine bombarded their positions in the western bank of the Dnipro. Now that Russia is said to have withdrawn to the river's eastern bank and made that area a complete fortress, future Ukrainian counter-offensives in the region will become incredibly difficult to execute. Had Russia remained in Kherson city and the region west of the Dnipro, it would fall prey to a lightning Ukrainian offensive and probably lose the whole region. Now, Russia still gets to keep what lies in the east of the river. That should be some consolation. The Ukrainians, meanwhile, are very concerned about Russia having set up a trap in Kherson. Do you think Russia is looking to ambush Ukraine's